is a lot of the times that deviates from the original thought, and then original thought is also lost, and the new thought also becomes like too fancy. So they forget about that also. That's why I go with making sure you have a list of your own ideas, and then you come together and build on top of each other's ideas after that.
And then build some more other ideas also.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that can also be one of the thing. Yeah, that's a good point. We will try to take care of it. Okay, so okay, guys. So like many, almost all the teams have ideated, and they have like narrowed down to around 5 or 6 good ideas. But now after that, they need to go to some final one final idea which they will go forward with. So for selecting that one final idea, there are some things to take care of. And so for letting us know those things, what are those stuffs which we have to take care of, we have Rishi with us, and he will tell us some pointers what to do for that. So over to you, Rishi.
Thank you. So this is going to be very simple, logical thing, and then we can probably run an exercise with one of your team boards, and then we can take it from there. So in the past couple of weeks, we have done user interviews. We have done our own secondary research. In some cases, we have identified their pain points. We have identified where they come from. So we sort of have an understanding of the kind of problems that they face. Some in deeper ways than the others. We also sort of know what are some of the constraints under which they are functioning, right? To give you an example, if I take the example of the mental health problem statements that we're dealing with, we know that there are a lot of stakeholders who also need to be influenced for anybody to sort of make a proper solution viable for the students who we are working with. For instance, I can't just go tomorrow and pitch an expensive product to just a student to buy it. There are going to be other constraints that we have to keep in mind. Now, the same thing will apply to the rest of the ideas as well, right? For instance, in the supermarkets, if the lanes are too slow, we can't just go ahead and propose a very expensive solution, which a store cannot afford. So we have to understand what the constraints of the source are, what are the constraints of the people are. And some of these constraints we already know because we've done this exercise with interviews. So we did that exercise, and then we evolved into defining a problem statement, and then we moved forward and started ideating, which has all levels, right? We are going wacky ideas, moonshot ideas, some possible, some a little more than possible. So we are looking at all the possibilities. And now we have selected the 4 or 5 of our own favorite ideas. Now the next step, before we get into the prototyping phase from here, and the prototyping and testing phase from here, what we do is we look into, I have a list of these ideas, but let me go back and see how many of these are actually feasible. And what does that feasibility mean? For instance, I have a solution. Does that actually solve for, does that actually really solving the problem that I initially started with? Is it looking into, is it taking into consideration all the constraints the users are working with, our target audience is working with? Is it still too much in the air? Does it need a little bit more refining? As you may remember, design thinking is a process where it's a continuous loop. Even in first class that the VISO took, in the introductory session, he showed you, the diagram of a circle and all the elements are connected. And in the design thinking sessions that I've been taking, I've been telling you that, we can go from empathize to ideate, and then we can come back and validate, and then we can go to step number 2 and come back and validate, and we can keep jumping from ideas to ideas. So that's what we are going to do in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We have our ideas in place. Now we are going to look at our constraints. What are the constraints that we have to look into? What are the constraints that people are working with? And from there, relook at the list of ideas, see if you want to add something, see if you want to remove something, see if you want to reword a few ideas, see if you want to relook at the ideas completely. So that's what we're going to do. So what I would like to do now is I would like to quickly run an exercise with one of you. if any one of you would like to volunteer, we can sort of run this exercise with your team, understand the constraints, and I can walk you through as to how to think about it a little bit deeply.
Hello, sir.
Hi. I can't
Sir.
see you,
It's
but
yeah.
go on.
So it's Satish here, sir.
Hey, Satish. Yes, go on.
Yeah. So good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah. So I am fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good too. Do you want to run this exercise with your team's ideas?
Yes. Of course. See, I have just connected you. So I will just post on my which you have told to just gather whatever comes to your mind and just write it down, and then after mix think 5 to 6 items. So I have just sent a doc which we have done
I'm opening it up.
creation phase. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm just opening it up.
okay, sir. So
All right. Give me a second. Sorry. I think my internet is a bit slow. All right. Who else is a part of your team? Satish?
so yes, sir. Deepika, Abdul, and Pooja is there as a part of my team.
All right. Perfect. So what I'd like for you to do is also get the other teammates on the call. And then we can start looking into this. I'll just share the desktop. Give me a second. All right. So, all right. How might we know the depressed people tend to talk? Smart. Okay, I think we need to relook at the how might we statement a little bit. But let's just go on to the ideas right now. Satish, could you also tell me the exact audience that you're working with? 19 to 24, but where are they from? What are some of their constraints? What are some of your user interviews telling us?
Yes, sir. So they are of age 18 to 25, and we have just done a real-time survey for around about 200, and we have asked them WH question just for narrowing down our approach. So this question were that what do you feel in your stress and what are the main causes of your stress? Even though they are having stress, we again ask that what are the ways they that help them to reduce the stress. So most of them replied that 40% people are just talk to their friends, whereas 30% people talk with their family, and 15 to 20% people never talk with anyone, never share their views, what they are phase they are going through. So after that we just narrow down our approach to that. If the people can just share with means talk with anyone, and that person must be trusted, and these people also reply they are not convenient to sharing their private information to some public. So they just say that if there is a mechanism where I can talk to some means mechanical thing, and I can just share my views. So that will be just a very much of releasing of all the stress, and it will just release of all the hectic things just going on in the mind, and it will just calm them down.
Okay, so Satish so what's your problem statement? Can you recite that for me?
Yes, sir. So 1 second, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, sir. So basically, our problem statement initially during our first week of the time, our problem statement was the mental health that has not been something that has been paid much attention to in this period of the lockdown. Whereas the
Hmm.
world is busy in pandemic, it has made us to realize how important one's mental health and one need to pay the same kind of care toward its one's care for his physical health. So the aim of the study is to provide a solution so that one can take a proper care of his mental health. It is the our initial problem statement during our day zero time, and
Okay.
after further narrowing down, yes, sir.
Yeah, go on, go on.
And after further narrowing down from the first week and second week, we reduces to that. May the root cause that come up with that they will here have judged by and won't receive positive response and will just spread rumor about them. That's why one. So we propose that they can talk to some means non-living seen thing, which can be
Hmm.
some it will not involve human interaction basically, and who will try to give some positive response to that when they will talk to that based upon that what their question they are asking. And we are all aware that even kids have no issue with using such kind of mechanical thing because they will say that yeah, their privacy is secure and they will not be bullying and all those things.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Satish. So, just initial feedback. I think so. The problem statement, it needs to be reworded a little bit because I feel what I'm noticing is that you're already jumping onto a solution statement within the problem statement. I mean, I think that's a different conversation. Just to make sure that we are not sort of wasting everybody else's time. I'll just give you 2 pointers. One, relook at your problem statement again. Just reword it. I feel that you already know what you are working towards, but you need to reword the problem statement, and you'll realize why when you're sort of in the prototyping phase and in this sort of in this phase. That's one. Second, again, relook at your how might we statement because this is not the format of how might we statement. Because what you are telling me is that you know the solution that you're going towards is more along the lines of how might we create an inclusive non-human entity that people can talk to, right?
So
but
basically,
but
yes,
this
sir.
is not that at all. This is still talking about what depression is and why is it caused
Uh,
and what are some of the harmful
Basically, it
effects of
is a
it.
mechanism. It can be, it can have a, yeah, means, sir, just said it is basically our one of the aspect we are thinking of. It can be something else. We are not sure about the what will be the final output of this, but we are
Hmm.
thinking how we can overcome this problem
Absolutely,
because
Satish. No, I
now
completely
our
understand that.
question
um,
reduces to just if the people can talk.
yeah, Satish, I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is you need to reword the how might we statement. uh, the statements here are not in the right
Yes,
format.
sir, yes.
That's
We
what I'm
will
saying.
work
All
upon
right.
that.
Cool. So in the age group of
Yes, yes, sir. We,
I read somewhere 19 to 24, right?
it,
What are their backgrounds? Are they from tier one cities?
yes,
Are they from tier two cities? Are they from villages? Is it nationwide?
yes.
What are their backgrounds?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Deepika, go on.
So they are basically the college going students.
College going students where? Are they in the cities? Are they in towns? Are
They
they
are
in
in cities.
villages?
They are in
Okay.
cities.
Okay. I'm just going to write here because there is no other place to write. 19 to 24 college students in cities. Are these cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, or are these like Indore, Pune, Gulbarga?
Mm.
Are these tier one cities, metro cities, or are these tier two cities?
These are the metro cities.
Okay. Okay. Um, So what are some of their constraints that we know? Tell me more information about this. And 19 to 24 is still a big of a bigger range, but tell me more about these students. What are their lifestyles? What do they have access to? Do they have computers with them? Do they have a smartphone with them? What kind of background do they come from? How much are their parents earning? What kind of money do they have every week in their hand? Give me a little bit more details about all that.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Basically, they have means smartphones and they have their laptop. So we can just assume that they are sort of people who have best internet facility and these electronic gadgets available.
Okay. How much money do they get every week to spend? Are they spending 500 rupees a week? Are they spending 1,000 rupees a week? Are they spending 5,000 rupees a week? What is their
500,
financial background?
um,
Deepika, go on.
500 rupees per week. Like 500 rupees, I think.
Okay. Tell me more. What kind of laptops and smartphones are we talking about? Are we talking about Android and Windows combination, or are we talking iOS and MacBook combination?
Android,
Okay.
Android and Windows.
Okay. How many friends do they have typically?
Mm. Friends, as
So,
in
so
the close ones,
yeah,
or
the
like
people who they call friends, not the people they know, but the people who they call as friends.
okay, 4 to 5.
All of this is coming via assumptions, Deepika, or is this coming from data?
Relatable.
I'm sorry?
According to the interview that we conducted
Huh.
from my friends, so I'm talking from their experiences.
Okay. What are their daily schedules like? How much time do they get to sleep? How much time are they awake and in college? So between college, fun time with family, and time with friends, how many hours a day are they spending?
So they are basically living in hostels,
Okay.
as most of the NIT students lives in hostels. So they are
Okay.
living far from the families.
Okay. All right. So this is an exercise to show everyone that you need to write all of these details down because they will start impacting the way you're looking at the products, right? Now, with just this much information, if everybody would just notice here, if I'm going to propose a solution which is going to cost them, for instance, if I tell them that you should go to therapy and go to a therapist, and the therapist is 1,600 rupees per session, which is typically the range of therapy, and they have to go therapy twice a month. That's about 3,200 rupees a month on therapy. They can't afford it because this is the dispensable cash that they have. They only have 500 rupees a week, right? If you propose a solution that is going to become like a subscription model, right? So I propose an app, for instance, or I propose like a website where they can just go and chat with people or something like that, where they have to pay money. You have to find out if they're paying for other software products in the first place. And if they are, how much are they paying for that? They're not going to, for instance, pay 500 rupees a week, anything above 500 rupees a week, perhaps anything above 10, 20 rupees a week, because 500 rupees divided by 7 is about 79, 80 rupees a day, right? So, no, that math is wrong. Yeah, about 70 bucks a day, right? So you can't propose a solution which is going to cost them more than that. If there are 4 to 5 people to talk with, see what you can do with that. If they're living in hostels, maybe their internet speeds are restricted. So we need to get as much detail as we can from the interviews that we already spoke to. All right, now let's look at some of the ideas that you worked with, right? Okay, so right, I think I mentioned this in one of my teams. So people should not get depressed is more of a wishful thinking, right? But what's the solution here? This is not a solution, right? This is not really an idea. This is more of an intent. Should people take? They're falling into depression. Right. So this is again not an idea. This is like a wishful thinking. Deepika should call a friend when she wants to, but that's not really an idea. The idea would be, oh, every time Deepika wants to call a friend, the phone is going to send a reminder that, hey, you know what, you should probably speak to Rishabh today. That's an idea. People should take life seriously is again more wishful thinking. It's not an idea. School should stop taking exams is not an idea. Uh, an idea would be schools have we enable schools to get um, alternate ways of testing people, right? And that all that comes from how might we statement, right? If you look at how might we enable students to talk to people and resolve their stress, the answer is not going to be people should not get stressed at all. Because when you look at it as a continuous sentence, you'll be able to figure out what an idea looks like. How might we make sure people deal with stress better? We give them ways of coping. We help them with more coping mechanisms. That is an idea. So far, does it make sense, Deepika, Satish? Are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Preferring students based on pointers should not be done. I think all of these. Um, so make an application to tell others if a person is depressed is an idea. So there's an action involved there, right? How might we help other people? How might we help people deal with stress? And this is again a conflict, right? Initially, what Satish said was stress management, but this is an idea for depression, which is there's not a clear linking between your problem statement and your how might we. So you need to relook at it again. Make an application that helps people tell the truth while sharing issues and give them positive reply. So this is an idea. There is an action involved there, right? This is an idea. This is a good idea. Remove the stress causing hormone. But like how? Like remove stress causing like a hormone, like how? Again, this is more of a wish, but it can be considered a little bit of an idea. Make a truth serum. Sure, maybe it's a idea somewhere, but again, more wishful statement. Use telepathy for better communication, right? So if you reword it as an idea, it would come across a line of give students telepathy devices so that they can communicate better. That is an idea. This is just a wishful statement. Make a social media platform is a good idea. This is an idea. Introduce stress management as a subject. This is a very good idea, right? So I think you as a team need to like relook at ideas. What I'm going to do now is right. So Deepika, Satish, and the rest of the team, there is a mismatch here again, right? Here I see stress. Above I see depression. Which one is it? There's a total disconnect there. You need to like relook at a lot of these things properly because there is a lot of disconnect happening here. Okay, I'll just jump into some of the solutions and how do you sort of start looking into. Okay, so now when I look at this particular idea, right, we can build a device that will be assisting the tendency of emotions. Let me reword it a little bit. Come up with a device that can help people with coping mechanisms. Now let's look at how many of these people will actually be able to use this device and solve for this problem. Is the device going to actually be solving for the problem? If, for instance, I give them another device like this and I'll be like, you know what, just press a button, talk to it. How many people will actually be interested in doing that? So you need to go back and find out if it's actually solving a real problem. Not an idea. Create a discussion platform where they can share their feelings without hesitation. So this is a good idea. Go back and look at the constraints again. And constraints will come from here again and details will come from here again. How many of them are already used to speaking in forums? How many of them are actually comfortable with social media? How many of them are okay to share intimate details about their lives in social media? What would that mean? How many of them are actually going to be willing to sort of go deeper and actually interact with other people on these kind of media items, right? So all of these details and constraints sort of, tell you more details. Let me add a few more details here. Another detail I could add is the 19 to 24 group that you spoke about. 30% of the people are introverts and not comfortable talking to other people. Okay. Now when I write this immediately sort of will define whether a forum approach is going to work for me or not. When I say we can create a discussion platform, we can quickly go back and check if 30% of the people are introverts, they're not comfortable talking to other people, and they don't share on social media, then that as an idea will not work. Satish, Deepika, are you with me? Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically that's how you do it. I see you have bucketed some ideas together. It's probably on your Google Jamboard. I'll be able to see it properly. Okay. Device, again, go back and check. What are their constraints? What are their lifestyles? Will they actually use it or not? Okay. Now this is a good idea. Make a sensor that can help them identify their user thinking. That's a great idea. Now, what are the constraints? What would this actually look like? If you build it, at what cost will you have to give the sensor to these people so they actually use it? And you're going to then use this to sort of relook at how you're prioritizing. Maybe this is one of the ideas that you want to sort of go ahead with. And that from the students' constraints, we know that maybe a lot of them will not be able to afford it. What are the other constraints? Can their parents afford it? Can they actually use it? You look at all of those details again, you look at those constraints, and then you look at, can you build it right now? If you can't build it in the immediate format, what would like a prototype of it look like? And you then think about all of those statements and come back and look at your top 3 to 5 ideas. So this is going to be a continuous process. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I'll stop here. And I'll ask if teams have questions. Are things clear, or would you like for me to do another sort of run with another team so that it becomes a little bit more clear? What's the feeling from the team? You can just unmute yourself if you want, and you can share how you're feeling about this. Is this process a little bit more clear, or do you want me to walk you through another process so it becomes a bit more clear?
So I would want you to run an exercise with some another team.
Okay.
So it becomes more clear to us.
Okay. Is there anyone else who thinks the same way? If it's only you, Deepika, then we will probably not do it. But if there are other people, we can probably explore it.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Go back to your user details. Look, first of all, like in your particular case, relook at all the ideas that you've had. Identify if they're ideas or if they are just wishful statements. I've given you an example of what an idea versus a wishful statement is. Relook at your how might we, because that is going to sort of define your, it's going to help you define your ideas better. Go back to your user profiles, relook at their lives, ask yourself these questions. This process is called a devil's advocate, when I'm asking all the difficult questions. Why is this going to work? Why is this not going to work? Are the students actually going to use it? If you are unable to come up with that answer, speak to some of those students again and find out, hey, we were thinking, what if you had a device? What if you had a forum? What if you had this? What if you had that? Would that actually work? Would you interact with it? Do you think it's going to help? Ask those questions, go deeper into that, and then sort of start defining what the solution is going to look like. And then come back and reprioritize the top 3 to 5 questions that ideas that you have had. One other way you could do, which would be a bit easier, is just take the list of 3 to 5 ideas, go back to your students, go back to your target audience, and just directly speak with them, saying, we identified that the core problem that we want to solve is stress related or depression related, and this is either some of the ideas in which we thought we could help. What do you think about it? Let them give you feedback, and you can also use that as a process to prioritize. All right.
Hello.
Yes, Akshat.
Yeah, actually, for the process that you're stating, I think time is a big constraint because I believe tomorrow we have to present our final solution.
Yeah.
So how are we supposed to do this in the time we have at the moment?
So Akshat, typically when we run this exercise, it takes about 15 minutes to identify. It
Right.
may sound like a longer process, but all it takes is about 15 minutes because you're just reprioritizing with respect to viability of, you're basically looking at three questions, right? One,
Right.
is the idea that I've come up with actually solving the problem?
Mhm.
Second, okay, now that I think that this idea is solving the problem, is it actually solving the problem for the user? And for that, you look at all the constraints. And third, if it is, then you keep it in. If it's not, then you reprioritize. That's it. It doesn't take a lot of time, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Problem statement to a how might we statement. So in our
Mhm.
case, like it was like there were 2 or 3 more variations of how might we. Like actually our problem statement was 15 to 18-year-old students need awareness about about ways to deal with emotional distress caused by bullying. So if we convert this to a how might we statement, we are actually getting some like 2 insights of it, like dealing with bullying and dealing with that emotional distress. So like the solutions that we have done, like not the solutions, the problems that not actually problems. Yeah, the
Ideas.
solutions or ideas actually. Sorry for that word. The ideas that we thought in the step 1, should we think of both the things, like they should follow both the points, or it can be either of them, or what?
That's a
should we
good
do?
question. That's a good question, Anushka. You have to look at what is solving for the user. Sometimes it could be one, sometimes it could be other, sometimes it could be amalgamation of both. You have to look at what's solving for the user. And again, we'll talk about it a little bit in more detail in the evening. But what I can tell you is the emotional stress that is caused and coping with bullying would be more or less in similar directions. The ideas that will come up may look very different, but they will be solving for a similar problem. So see what are some of the common areas, explore them, see what are some of the different areas, explore them. To give you an example, one of the ways of coping with bullying could be learn martial arts, right? But is it solving for the problem? You look back at that then. If the problem says we want to help students to deal with the emotional distress caused by bullying, right? So then you check if them learning martial arts is going to help them solve for emotional distress, right?
So
So
this will
that's why you check it again.
So like when we like finalize 3 to 5 ideas, so we should just check that all the insights are covered in it.
Yes,
Something
just check all the insights. But more importantly, the thing is, I want to make sure that this process is not becoming more technical and the focus is not lost in the process. The focus is going to be on checking whether in very simplistic terms, right? The process is going to be to check whether the ideas that you have come up with are still solving for the core problem statement or not. All right. And it could be sometimes one insight, it could be 2, it could be 10. And sometimes what will happen is if I just go deeper into one of the insights, I'll realize that I'm straying away from my core problem statement. All right. Bullying could be tackled with tasers. It could be tackled with paintball guns, and it could be tackled with wrestling. It could be tackled with slapping. It could be tackled with jutis and chappals, right? There could be multiple ways of tackling with it, right? But is it solving for emotional distress? You continue checking that. So run
we
the
have
entire.
actually mentioned a few of these in our ideation thing, like slapping and stuff. But okay, we need to
That's
analyze
good. That's
it.
good. That's good. So you have to make sure that first of all you list down everything, and you come up with your ideas, the top 3 or 5. After you come to the top 3 or 5, then check whether it's still solving or not. Because if you start checking for this in the ideation phase, you will not be able to ideate. If you start doing this in the voting phase, you will get confused. So define your layer 1 of ideas and then go back and check with the problem statement. If it is solving for it, perfect. If it isn't, and if it's like, if the potential solution can be within the constraints, great, nothing like it. But if you think it's solving for it, but the constraints are too many, or there's not enough clarity on how people can use it, or how it will actually impact them, then you can go a little bit deeper, or you can rework at a different idea. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Thank
Perfect.
you.
My pleasure. Any other questions?